Hello and welcome, friends. Forenza here, bringing you some 0.090.0 career mode gameplay. Um, I'm just going to be playing, everything's time accelerated. This is done post-processing, voiceover, so give you a little bit quicker input. I'm going to try to give you as much as I can. You'll see I have a little bit of science. I started recording a little bit late, but um, I'm using a lot of mods, so this is pretty modded out. You'll see some of them in my mod overview that I'm doing as well, so you'll probably see some similar footage from that. But for the most part, just kind of playing through the career mode with a bunch of mods. I'll try to point out the mods as they pop up. You see I have Kerbal Engineer, which is a great mod as well. Also, playing a lot of using a lot of other mods. There's some mods, unfortunately, that aren't quite ready for the new version. So, like tac life support, I'm a really big fan of because I feel like that makes using probes very useful as well. So you won't see that, unfortunately. Interstellar, I wish I could have done an Interstellar modded game, but I think Mr. Manley has that kind of under wraps anyways. So I figured I'd give you my perspective, kind of playing through career mode, just kind of a basic playthrough with a lot of mods. So hopefully you'll enjoy that. Just try to do some missions, get some contracts done. I haven't really played career mode too much, so it's kind of an experience for me. I have a strange way I design rockets and do things, so you'll have to forgive me if you kind of just sit there and you're looking and you're kind of like, what the heck is he doing? So hopefully you'll kind of see the humor in what I'm doing. But just building a rocket now to do a couple of missions. Nothing too crazy. Just taking off, lifting off here. You'll see the science alert, which you may have seen a mod overview for. You'll see me crashing here as well as I'm trying to use Bob Kerman, who does not have the SAS assist, which is part of the new 0.990 where pilots can use SAS and scientists like Bob cannot. So trying to complete flying with a non-pilot is actually much more difficult, which is really cool. I think that's one of the cool things that really makes this game worthwhile. You really have to think about who you're flying with. It makes the multi-crew capsule actually really useful, which is great. You'll see me flying away here too. But it also makes keeping your Kerbals alive critical, which with revert saves and revert launch can be somewhat negated. But if you play kind of like an Iron Man mode, or if you get your mission far enough out where you can't revert save, it can become relevant too. So definitely getting there. And I really wish I had played in Iron Man mode. Kind of limiting my saves, quick saves, and things like that. But I'm a little bit afraid to do that, just for the sake of recording. You never know when there's glitches, especially when you're playing with a lot of mods. There could be a lot of glitches. You see me messing here with Flight Engineer to move some of my things here. Science Alert, you see Science Alert there too. Science Alert is my hero. Let me know when I need to do things. Crew report, EVA, Mr. Goom, so it all needs to be done. You'll notice the EVA report can be a little bit weird because, like, when you step out of the capsule, it says okay, you have no EVA report, even though it says you had one, but because you have to actually sit on the ground, so it counts as being on the ground, but when you hop out, it kind of says you're not. You see my booster coming down here that I saved, so I can get some money back on that. Also using stage recovery, which is really cool. I'm going to cover that mod as well, because if you're like me and you like using boosters, it's really good. It's really a good way to kind of like save some money, so you're not just like throwing it away, especially once you start using some of those more expensive boosters. The initial ones aren't so bad, but eventually it does become pretty costly. Getting some more missions here. You'll see me build here a little bit. I probably won't include the building part very often, just because, for the sake of time. So I did want to include it here, just so you can kind of see me make this little baby rocket. But Nothing too crazy going on, to be honest. Just pretty straightforward rocket. Just kind of checking my staging, making sure everything's good to go. We have liftoff. So, I can't remember what my mission was for this, to be honest, but probably an altitude one, so just something to keep in mind as we go forward. Alright, going up, completing some contracts. See me kind of tinkering around here with some of my displays, Kerbal alarm clock, things like that, trying to get it all the way I want it. I think I have everything that I kind of need, to be honest. Moving up. Wow, this game has come so far since I played it. I put a lot of hours into this game, but it's just the distance that it's come has been insane. You know, now we have, experience. We have these new missions, new spaceplane parts. I'm just really excited for this game's future. They're going to be doing, looking at fueling, long distance fueling, deep space fueling for the next patch, they said. So there's lots to look forward to in this game. I'm excited for it. They have a lot of stuff coming up. I think it'll be interesting. Coming down, testing out that heat shield a little bit. I have deadly reentry on as well, so that'll make things a little bit interesting too. Applying some heat to that heat shield, so we can't die. So we gotta be careful about that. And deploy parachute. Also using RealChutes. RealChutes, great mod. I'd like to highlight that one as well, just because of how much you can do with it. Really, it's a very good mod. So you don't have like parachutes tearing apart really easily. You'll see me kind of like struggling here underwater. I put on my EVA suit so I don't drown. At least that's my reasoning for it. Get some good science, get some good funding, so that's good. Skipping ahead here now, doing some more contracts. Just trying to earn some money, which is good. This is my first. I have to test out the LV909 liquid fuel engine at 12,000 to 1,400 meters. So small window, so not exactly the easiest thing, but we'll try it and see what happens. I like how it's warning me. Shoot deployment is unsafe. Yes, it is. Alright, there we go. Very good. You'll notice too that if you see like my missions, like my rewards that I'm getting for them, I took I don't know if this was in the video, I may have edited, but I took did some administration, so I took the like funding for science points, which is a really good one. Even if you're just doing like 5%, you get a lot more science. So starting out, it's really great because you really don't lose that much funding, especially if you're just doing 5%. But you get a lot of science as a result of it, so it's a really good way to kind of boost up your science, particularly if you're playing like a modded version, as I am, and there's more things to get. If you're playing Interstellar, especially, really crucial. Shoot pop, so we're in good shape here. Excellent, excellent. And we have touchdown. Sweet. Can do a couple more things of science here too, which is good. Got another liftoff. I think I finally figured out my sound issues, but that probably won't be fixed in this episode. It'll probably be in future episodes that the sound will be fixed. So again, if you just bear with me on that front, hopefully you'll actually hear some sound in the background in the future, so that'll be nice. Still learning how to get my software to work correctly. Pretty much what I've found is I just have to do everything post-processing in terms of commentary. I think is the way it's going to work. Otherwise, the audio from like my voiceover, if I do it live, overlaps with what the in-game sounds, so it ends up really sounding poorly, unfortunately. But hopefully that'll be fixed in the future for you guys. So now I have to test out the liquid fuel 909 engine, which apparently I did not do in the previous mission. I guess it did not complete, I guess. Or I just messed up in editing somewhere. So if that's the case, I apologize, as I'm attempting to burn downward. As you see, I went a little bit too, actually I went way too high, but we'll fight through it. There we go, going down. See if I can test it out there. Alrighty, come on now. Yeah, I apologize if the editing is a little bit funky on this one. I kind of, for whatever reason, my software stopped recording several times, so I had to do a lot of editing to try to figure out which stuff went where. But I'll do a crew report here. Thank you, Science Alert, saving me. Oh, falling apart there. Yeah, see, I did not do it that time. I did get this is where, yes, I had tested out my parachute here. You'll see safe shoots, RealChutes is cool because it only deploys when you hit certain speeds. So if you try to deploy your chute when it's too fast, it will not deploy. So you have to be careful about that, particularly when you're coming back from interplanetary missions where you're coming really fast. Because it won't deploy if you're going too fast. So sometimes you may need to use drogue chutes, which you can use in the RealChutes mod, which is really cool. So hopefully I'll get to showcase that a little bit too. So that'll be cool. As you see me slowly coming down, very slowly. You see the stage recovery up there in the panel as well. So that's kind of cool. You can check that out. I'll go into that in more detail in the mod overview, but for now, just slowly working my way down. You see my tilting myself forward, as they used to do in the Apollo missions to lessen the impact. Alright, get some science, heading back inside, and let's go ahead and recover. Alright, so looking for new missions, trying to earn just some science, trying to really do what I can to make the mission a little bit better, or get some more money, get some more science. I think I'm going to go with these, kind of looking around here. Maybe orbit Kerbal would be a good one to do. That'd probably give me a lot of science, possibly. Yeah, you can see a lot of science there. It's really good science. Good money, good science. I'm going to go ahead and do that one. And then I'm going to check out what I need. Get a couple things here if I can. I think I'm going to go with the electricity to get some more science equipment. So that'll be kind of good. See my design here, my booster. I had originally put fairings, and so it actually kind of looked like a legitimate rocket. So there were fairings on there, but unfortunately, due to having like the first level of the VAB, it was too many parts. So that's one of the cool things too, that now that there's upgradable buildings, that first level you don't get that many parts, which as a result can be troubling, because you really have to think about, like, what am I putting on this spaceship. I've had to remove like some scientific equipment on there as well. Like I think I had to remove some of those temperature gauges that I unlocked just because there was too many parts. So you really have to think about like how you're utilizing all your equipment, which is different. It's very different from previous missions. So that may be something I need to do sooner rather than later, is look at upgrading my VAB. There's a lot I need to do, so I'm trying to earn money because I got to upgrade the VAB. I have to do some other things as well. So now I'm going to try to push for orbit. So we have this little spaceship here, this little rocket that'll hopefully get me to orbit. Making a good push for orbit, which is it's going slowly but surely. Popping out here, checking Kerbal, checking my Apple apps, or see how it looks. Actually pushed a little bit high there. I think I'm at 90,000. I probably could have done a lot less for that, but that's okay. Just time warping here a little bit to get closer to Apple apps, start burning again, as you see. Got some good fuel left. Good fuel left, which is good. It's important. I have a good amount of delta V left. You see, over a minute and 30 seconds to burn. 1300 delta V. So I should have plenty of delta V to get into orbit. So that's good. See, I have to start pointing up a little bit because I'm heading downward, which is okay. Real rockets, they actually do start heading downward as they make that burn, so that's not totally unrealistic. But for the sake of this game, I want to make sure that I am not going too quickly, so I'm going to go ahead and push that up a little bit, which is very inefficient in terms of fuel, but it'll work. It'll do the job. As I start to get closer to orbital velocity, which is ideal. So excellent, excellent. I do not have a ton of fuel left, but I think I should have plenty to reach orbit. Making that push. See that orbit expand? There we go. And there we go. Mission accomplished. So I'm going to go ahead and fast forward a bit here around the planet. I want to come down somewhere near the space center, so I can hopefully get as much money as I can back. I don't want to waste that. Really don't want to waste that. It's just so crucial to try to save your money, especially now that you have to all these big purchases you have to make. In previous versions, like money was just have enough to launch into space, things like that, which never really became an issue, money. So. But now that you have to do upgrades, you actually have to like save some surplus money, so that's huge. I'm gonna go ahead and burn here. Hopefully to where it puts me somewhere near the space station. Oh, I see the moon in the distance, that's nice. So I have a little bit of fuel left over. 80 meters a second since birth of delta V, so that's pretty good. So we fast forward a little bit here. I'll probably have to get rid of that section. So I get the heat shield. This will be like the first real test of my heat shield as well, so it's definitely something to watch out for. Never know exactly how it's going to go. We cruise along here. Starting to get through the atmosphere a little bit here. There we go. Starting to burn up a bit. It's getting hot. Just making sure nothing else is going to burn off here. Yeah, 600 degrees Celsius. It's pretty good. You see my ablative shield is starting to take some punishment. It should totally be fine for this mission. To be honest, I would be surprised if there's any real issue just getting into orbit and getting back. Now, when we go to the moon, we go to Midmas. If we go interplanetary and we come back, that's where you can have some issues coming in too quickly. So I added some additional parachutes onto this thing just to make sure, because I do have the materials bay now, so that adds some additional weight there. So just something to consider. I apologize for this taking forever. One of the things with RealChutes is you can deploy your parachutes a lot earlier, so I forgot to set it to like 500 feet as opposed to, I think by default it's at like 2,300 feet. So hopefully the speeding up process I added to the video will take care. Will be quite as long as a wait for you guys as it was for me. Slowly working our way down. Slowly but surely. Don't call me Shirley. Let's see here. About 5 meters a second, so that should be a good, nice soft landing on land. Don't want to go too fast, obviously, so I want to explode. Have my material base explode. There we go. Yeah, you'll see I can do an EV report, but I have to actually get out. I don't think I could get back in. I prefer just to do a simple recovery rather than have to do 2 different recoveries. Strange like that, sorry. See me fast forwarding, time warping here a bit so I can get some daylight. I prefer launching day, so it looks a little bit nicer. You can actually see what's going on. Alrighty, what do we want to try here? The parachute. Let's do the parachute. See if I can get that to work. And you know, I probably could have done, I probably should have, and I kind of regret not doing it because you really have to start thinking about these things as, um, you know, recovering. You know, how much am I going to recover from this ship? You know, did I need to launch something that was this big just to do a mission that was, I think, don't need to go that high on, if I'm not mistaken. Um, you see there, I recovered those two boosters from stage recovery, which is really cool. One of the cool things to be just kind of mucking about with these, with all my different mods up there. Yeah, so I need to go 21,000 meters, 21 to 22 at 480 meters a second. I probably could have done that with something much simpler, to be honest. Um, that's that's an area where you have to consider. You have to watch out for that. And apparently I don't notice the science alert that's going on right there. Oh goodness gracious! Well, that was close. Excuse me. I sincerely apologize. I'm still getting over the flu. Hopefully I can edit that out a little bit. We are headed downwards. So I need to be going 460 meters a second at least. And so it's a very tight window to try to get this mission to work, which can be an issue. I really wish I had a... One thing I need to look into getting is a plane, a space plane. There we go. Excellent, excellent. You see the parachutes will not deploy because I'm going way too fast. So I'm going to have to wait until I get a lot lower to hopefully do that. There we go. Well, thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this first episode. There will be more to come. If you have any suggestions, comments, ideas, things you think I should do, please feel free to comment. Let me know. Subscribe if you enjoy. Don't subscribe if you don't, I guess. Hopefully those audio issues, I think I've got a beat on them, so hopefully that'll be fixed. So you'll have a little bit of sound in the background to go along with the game. I really appreciate you guys watching. Thank you for your time, and have a wonderful day.